The experience that I've had using healthcare informatics as a professional would be just using it in the dental field with patients and their like medical histories, anything that involves their chart notes, anything that involves like a referral. So if we're sending someone to a specialist, we do it electronically. There's dental labs that we use that we sometimes have to send like photos or more information. That would be like our use of healthcare informatics, because to me that is just like the way that we use patient information and technology together. What experiences have I had with healthcare informatics? So the other day I went to the eye doctor here. I just moved to a new city and they sent me everything online. So I had to fill out like my medical history, my background, like with glasses, if I wanted contacts, my insurance. So everything was electronic. And then when I went in for my actual appointment, it started like at 8 o'clock, right whenever I had it, which was awesome because I wasn't there spending 10 minutes filling out all this information that I could have done at home. So I thought that was a great use of their time. With telehealth, I have used it before, and it's pretty convenient, I would say, if you have like a common cold or you think you have strep throat or something that's pretty general. You can just get online and call a doctor and they can diagnose you basically over like the screen and then send you a prescription if you need to, or they can tell you if you need to go and see like an actual physician at the hospital. So that's great, and it's actually pretty inexpensive too. I know that whenever I did it, it was like $20, and then where I work now, it's a $20 copay, but my office actually pays for it if we ever use it. So the benefits would be just the convenience of using it, and I don't know about the downfalls. I feel like there's quite a few, just because I don't know how you could accurately diagnose someone over a screen. I think that people could tell you, I don't know, I think that there's like I actually did a project about this in one of my last classes last semester, and so it was like the physical touch that is lost with like having a patient in the room with you, which by that I mean like checking their pulse, hearing them breathe, looking into their eyes, their ears, just the basic things that a doctor does whenever you're in the room with them. And then also I just lost my train of thought. And then, building patient trust. So you can have all these patients that call in to online and they talk to like a doctor, and that's great, but that doesn't help to build a relationship with people. That just helps them to, it just helps with like the convenience of it. So the downfall of that is I see more for like physicians and providers is that they're gonna lose patients because there's no need to go in to see them if you can just call over the phone. So I don't know. I guess it's a good and bad thing if people use it correctly. I have the fear of people calling in and like giving their symptoms and then maybe not giving all the symptoms or giving them incorrectly. And then they get misdiagnosed. So, and I think that there's a thing too with the telehealth is that you, as a provider, if someone calls you, you can't give them a prescription that is out of state. So I'm pretty sure that I've read that before, that it has to be like in the state you're in for someone to like give you a prescription. But like my fiance has used it before when he thought he had strep throat, and I mean, they have a strep test, which I know that most people can look in the back of the throat and they know what strep looks like and tell you if you have it or not. However, whenever he called in, the doctor was like, I really don't know. Like, I can't really see it that well. It doesn't look like it, but I'll give you a prescription anyways for it. Which the downfall is that you're just giving prescriptions on the off chance that it is strep throat. So then there's someone giving prescriptions out that may not have even needed them. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn between it, but it is. I mean, it's good if it's used correctly. How has healthcare informatics benefited me? Well, I think it's benefited a lot of people because it just makes everything quicker whenever you are the patient or the provider. Everything's electronic. It can be, your records can be easily accessed. It's not like they have to go dig in a file to look stuff up. Everything can be sent, it helps with interprofessional collaboration. So it helps if you are a doctor for a heart disease, and then you're trying to send information to someone who's a surgeon for a brain whatever it is. So it helps for those providers who are not normally connected to be connected quicker and easier, since everything can be sent electronically. But then also, a lot of stuff's online, and that's what health informatics is too. It's information that you can easily access online. So not only is it just your health records, but if you want to get online and you can look stuff up about certain procedures, or if you have information, or if you get diagnosed, there's websites that they can give you that show what you're going through, how to help you. So I think it benefits a lot of people. The downfalls with healthcare informatics, well, I think the biggest thing is since it's electronic, people are afraid of it getting hacked. So your information can easily be, can easily fall into the wrong hands. Not only that, but a computer can crash. So if it's not updated correctly, that could be, it could, you could lose all the information there. But then at the same time, if you think about it, if everything was stored in files and paper charts, those could be burned, they could be lost in water damage or whatever. So there's downfalls to everything. And what type of healthcare informatics have you seen to be most impactful for a patient to comply with treatment? I would say that anything that is that the patient can watch themselves online. So for example, I work in the dental field, and so we have on our screen in our waiting room, we have what procedures that we do. So root canals, crowns, bridges, dental implants, hybrid dentures, all kinds of crazy stuff that we do. The patients actually can watch on the screen information about it, how the procedure's done, the aftermath, pros and cons, you name it. So when they come back, they kind of already have an idea of what they're getting into, which is nice because it just makes patients more aware. I think anything, like I said earlier, a website that helps to direct them with information with what they're going through, that would help them comply with their treatment. Anything that they can access at home. So I think that's the biggest thing, is a lot of people don't really like to go to the hospital. So if they can access what they need from their smartphone or their tablet, they're going to comply with that more, because they're just more comfortable that way. So